Look at this intense heat. Tomorrow, 97 degrees and even hotter to start next week, flirting with triple digits. 99 on Monday and Tuesday, 98. So likely that those heat advisories will last until at least Tuesday. And then we see a cold front finally bringing us some relief come Wednesday and Thursday. But we are also tracking a few isolated thunderstorms. Nothing severe, but a pretty decent downpour here just south of Stony Creek.
Time to get a check of the weather where you live. You can maybe fit in a run today, during the day, but by the evening time, you're talking about those severe weather.
Yes, it is an 8 News severe weather alert day, Whitney. The run, not so bad this morning or even early this afternoon. It'll be warm and muggy for you. But again, that 8 News severe weather alert because we have the potential of seeing strong to even severe storms here across the area. Most of the 8 News viewing area under an enhanced risk for severe storms. What that means for us timing wise is a little bit later on than we typically see, 5 p.m. to midnight. This storm has the history of producing quite a lot. Snow on the back edge, none of that in our forecast. Heavy rain, damaging winds, and tornadoes across the middle part of the country, and that threat now sliding east to us here in Central Virginia. You can see all the way up the East Coast. Let's take a look at that threat. And number one, as we mentioned, wind damage, the potential for that. Strong straight line winds, 70 miles per hour. Hail and tornadoes, moderate, but still threats nonetheless.
What alternate routes can people take to avoid this area?
And thank you, Roxy. Again, as you mentioned, all southbound lanes of the Powhite Parkway closed in between Courthouse Road and 288, and one lane northbound. So expect delays even if you are heading northbound. Let's take a look at the detour if you are trying to head north in this direction here.
Now, Katie, the traffic cameras behind you look amazingly white.
Yeah, we've been seeing those pictures, but here is actual live footage. I wanted to show you, I know that we're talking about weather here, showing you the traffic cameras, but of course on a day like today, it all ties together. So proof positive as to why you should not get on the roadways. I will mention, we've been seeing the plows. VDOT is out in full force. These roads look like they haven't even been touched, but they have been plowed several times. They just keep getting snow covered. So again, today we're looking at moderate snow continuing to fall the next few hours, eventually tapering off and coming to an end by 2 p.m.
Where is the storm right now? Let's find out. Katie has the latest with the radar.
You can see just about the entire Commonwealth and all of the 8 News viewing area seeing that moderate to even heavy accumulating snowfall behind me. Several more hours of it to go. So we've already seen it add up, but it's not letting up anytime soon. In fact, our snow timeline, we are still expecting that steady snow to continue definitely throughout the morning and the lunch hour, ending, starting to taper off from west to east around 2 p.m. Skies will clear overnight, crystal clear skies, winds calming down. We're dropping down into the teens and even some single digits. The next few days, we need to worry about a bit of daytime melting and then overnight refreezing. That's the secondary concern after we start to get some of the snow cleared.
We're talking about some flurries out there, and still some people could see flurries still this morning, right?
Yeah, hopefully no impact for the commute though either.
It doesn't seem to be an impact for the commute. In fact, we just have a few light flurries that we're still tracking here. If you go a little bit closer up to the nation's capital, that's a bit of a different story, especially right when you get into D.C. But here at home, your travel's actually not so bad. Here's the big picture. You can see that really big blob of that heavier snow that is actually across much of Maryland and Delaware right now. But what we have here at home, actually pretty drying skies. You see some snow showers back to our west. They really won't be impacting us. This round will not be making it. We're just going to work on kind of getting rid of the last little bits of flurries that we do have. So you can see here one little snow shower, and we're hovering just above freezing, enough so that if we are seeing some of these flurries, it should not be causing slick conditions on the roads. It's not enough to, and temperatures are warm enough that it really should be starting to melt rather quickly here. So you can see anywhere from 54 in the Ashland area back to Staples Mill Road into the West End, Mannequin as well, sliding a little bit farther south.
Our 8 News team is checking on the roads where you live, but we always start with your forecast. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning, Amy. The cleanup begins. The snow may be over, but we are far from seeing clear enough road conditions that you are really able to get out and do what you want to today. I strongly encourage you to still stay off the roads. Here are our headlines that we're still looking at. After the storm, roads still very snow and especially ice covered. VDOT has been working around the clock as well as many other agencies to get things as good as they can be, but there was a lot to clean up. The problem problem now shifts to ice-covered roads. I know the city of Richmond is just about a skating rink. All of the side roads and even main streets still pretty ice-covered, at least in that location there. Probably the same in your neighborhood. Frigid temperatures will not allow for melting today. Once the storm starts and the snow starts falling, VDOT works in a particular order to clean the roads, making primary roads like interstates and highways their priority. Then they work from there.
We like to focus on interstates first, primary roads, secondary roads that connect schools and emergency service providers and hospitals.
Here's a preview of speed. The SR-71 Blackbird is the first thing you see when you walk into the exhibit.
It's the Air Force's plane. It's on loan to us. It's been out at the Aviation Museum in front of it for about the last 15 years or so. And it needs to come inside so we can take better care of it.
This time-lapse video shows the long process of how the plane got to where it is today. A large hole had to be made in the back of the museum to get the plane in. You can see the Blackbird being disassembled and driven across town to the Science Museum. Just like a ship in a bottle, it was reassembled piece by piece inside the museum.
There's only 20 of them left, and this is the first one to be hung. It's suspended from the ceiling of our historic train station.
My favorite part of the exhibit is the wind tunnel that allows you to experience tropical storm force winds, even feel what it's like to be in a Category 1 hurricane.
40 miles per hour. That doesn't feel too bad.
I think I've just been hit by lightning.
Amazingly, Mary was coherent enough to get back up after the strike.
I'm going to go inside for a little while, which was when I discovered that my kitchen wall was on fire because the bolt of lightning had apparently struck the house, ignited the insulation in the wall between the kitchen and the laundry room, and then dissipated out through the ground where it found the metal fence post that I had my hand on.
Because this was a secondary strike, Mary was spared a much worse outcome.
It's still misting, Matt. We're waiting for the improvements to come. But you know what? Inside this costume, I feel nothing. I feel nothing except excitement here for Weather Day at the Diamond. Are you ready, Roxy?
Okay.
All right. Bow. Go. Oh,
You're going down, Katie. I didn't make it. The weather team wins on ENEWS Weather Education Day.
come join us here at the Diner for Weather Education Day.
Wow.
We're throwing out the first pitch at 10:35.
Roxy, give it up. You cannot, once you're down, you cannot get up. Katie, don't help her. You're going to fall.
Roxy, pull her down. Pull her down.
You're taking a look at video of me throwing out a really terrible first pitch. I thought it was going to be a little bit better than that. Matt and John did a lot better at throwing out their first pitch.